Greeting everybody. Welcome on this virtual event, the Value Factory, as a value engineering knowledge sharing conference. Let me say thanks for the opportunity for participating to this event. Thanks for the friends, for the organizers because of their great job. The Value Factory seems to me as a nice new invention, so congratulations. My name is Istvan Tarjani. I'm actually the president of the Society of Hungarian Value Analysts, the SHVA. This is one of the affiliate members in the SAVE International. Few words about myself. I became a value engineering expert in 1992. Later, I earned the CVS level at the SAVE International and I earned my European Value Management designation as well. I was elected to the board of directors for the Mice Value Foundation and I became a member of SAVE International's College of Fellows. I'm working as the Secretary General of the Value for Europe, the EGB, and I am a member in the Value Management Sense Standards Development International team. Beyond to these nice hobbies, I am one of the manager owners of a value analysis firm, the Focus 2 Ltd. Currently, I work as a VM expert in the development of the engineering and manufacturing processes of Hungarian and multinational companies, and I am a licensed VMF1 and VMF2 trainer. Since last autumn, I could join to the working group led by international VM experts. Without ranking the origins, I just mentioned the colleagues from Brunei, China, Germany, Hong Kong, Indonesia, Malaysia, the Netherlands, and Nigeria. The teamwork is a very fresh feeling with nice people. Now, as it seems, I have a topic which is interesting for this event. Today, the subject is my paper is the SAVE International's VM guide, and I will try to explain for you briefly what it is and how to think about it. Hopefully, this will be helpful for developing your personal business and your VM professionality. Here is the book itself. Let's clarify something. There is no substitute for reading the book. However, it helps if you don't have to start reading alone. Listening to the lecture is greatly appreciated and I am confident that it will provide a sufficient incentive to acquire and read the book. I like the next words in the VM guide, so let me share it with you. Larry Mice invented a breakthrough in problem solving that has been tested and validated for decades. Since he planted the VM seed in 1947, it has grown and branched significantly. As of today, many authors have written about and around Mice's function-based methodology, adding much knowledge to his original approach, while the language around his legacy evolved to match the need to successfully apply VM to other applications such as the service industry, organizational development, and management procedures. All these important changes, experiences, and improvements have forged a set of best practices around the value methodology recorded separately in SAVE International Value Summit papers or in independently authored books. The SAVE International's Executive Committee decided to gather, organize, and document all the most relevant experience and best practices into a new document, the Value Methodology Guide. This is the VM Guide. It represents the core knowledge that individuals aspiring to achieve certification as a value methodology associate, like the VMA, or the certified value specialist, the CVS, need to know to qualify. In addition, the VM guide is rich with guidance and examples that will serve as an excellent reference to new practitioners and as a resource for seasoned value practitioners to refresh their skills and or maintain their continuing education requirements to recertify. And now few words about the book. How was it made? What happened? There was a technical committee of this VM guide, and there were 8 value professionals behind it. They were Tammy Dow from Canada, Javier Massini from Mexico, Ginger Adams, Ashley Carson, Rob Stewart from the United States, Hisaya Yokota from Japan, Sebastian Meindl from Germany, and myself. You see the flags on the right side of this picture, and you see that they were CVS professionals and the PVM professional in this team. These information are based on Rob Stewart's presentation. He delivered it for the Mice Value Foundation board meeting in the year of 2019. In the next step, I would mention the functions of the VM guide. Define methodology. It is very important function because it was a task for the team, and it was one of the main objectives to how to transfer this knowledge. The next one is establish a standard. For the CVS experts, what should they know? It is important to collect, to organize these relevant information in this book. The next function is enhance consistency in the application of VM techniques, and the function is align expectations for practitioners and organizations. This book was made through a process. It was a reviewing process, and you see on the left side the SAFE board of directors commented it, and their opinion are in the book as well. And the book based on the SAFE members' contribution who developed, who assisted to develop this book. And of course, there were discussions, negotiations with the SAFE certification board as well, because this book has to be a part of the SAFE International's certification system, of course. And at least it is very important to know that actually for us, the value methodology body of knowledge is this VM guide and the function analysis guide and the value methodology pocket guide or memory jogger, and the fourth leg of this table is the VM templates. The VM guide does not include all VM techniques available. It is important to honor the history of VM while respecting the need to evolve. A key task of the VM guide development process was to ensure that the information included represents state-of-the-art practice and is inclusive of different areas of application. Techniques are not covered in the VM guide are still valid. However, the same international professional certification process does not include them. Therefore, the VM guide includes references and links to additional sources for information discussed, and readers are encouraged to use outside sources to further hone their skills in specific areas of interests. For example, creativity techniques, evaluation methods, facilitator skills, and so on. Finally, a significant effort was made to present the information in a generic manner that is not industry specific, so it can be easily applied to projects, products, processes, services, and organizations. For knowing the book in a little bit closer, now we can overview the table of content. It is a well-considered book. I would introduce you briefly, but through my special glasses, what do I see in the VM guide when I read it? First, introduction. This chapter contains 4 pages, the purpose of the book, foundational concept, application areas, history and evolution, VM organizations. It is okay. The second, the value concept, 8 pages, a useful collection of the terms and definitions. They are highlighted here. 3, value methodology job plan on 6 pages. Overviews generally all the 6 phases in the job plan with a lot of connecting details around it, mentioning the team, the facilitator, the relationships, the communication as well. Helps to understand the background of the job plan. The fourth, preparation phase on 10 pages. All of the pre-study activities influences the study. Influences achieving the goals and the final success. This chapter describes the main issues, how to prepare the project. For example, the scheduling, the process flow chart, the team session site, and the study logistic. Fifth, information phase on 17 pages. This chapter is one of the favorite content for the trainers and for the practitioners as well, because it lists the relevant techniques. Very useful to overview it, because it can refresh the learned lessons and helps to consider the collecting tools to satisfy the information needs. 6. Function analysis phase on 21 pages. Well, it is a longer part of the book. It cannot be enough to read about the functions, the function modeling, the fast diagramming. The content here describes the required knowledge elements about the function analysis. The 7th, creativity phase on 15 pages. It is a well-detailed chapter about the topic. There are a lot of literature of the creativity, the techniques, the approaches, the success stories, and so on. But to do it in your own study, I mean to lead your team in this phase when you are the facilitator, well, it is a very different challenge. Needs the appropriate background, knowledge, and the practice in the same time. 8. Evaluation phase on 9 pages. It is a condensed content in the VM guide. Grading, ranking, weighting are the main issues here. And fortunately, there are very good examples in it, so these helps to understand this phase. Ninth is a development phase in a book on 17 pages. By my opinion, the mathematics is the basis to do this phase well. To be familiar with the numbers and the functions on the field is it an advantage. Obviously, the life cycle cost analysis is a great tool to achieve and represent surprising results. Tenth, the presentation phase on 5 pages. There are a lot of references about this content and not so complicated to understand how does it work in a study. The 11th one is the implementation phase on 7 pages. Personally, I like this phase because it seems as a trivial and easy part of the study. But as I see, there are many potential traps when the study is finishing. For example, the resistance of the stakeholders around the implementation plan sometimes can result catastrophic results or catastrophic failures. So it is recommended for the VM experts to be aware about it. The 12th, VM facilitation and team dynamics on 13 pages. It is essential to be familiar with this for a VM professional. The book is a useful guide which describes for all the job plan phases what to know there and what to do there. The 13th is the VM programs on 10 pages. A special part of the VM guide because of the big organizations and the governmental studies, the content helps to understand and apply the roles, tasks, and appropriate approaches. And there are 4 more appendixes like the glossary of terms, the historical and cultural perspectives on value, VM standard reference, and an index. Do not forget, if anybody would try to collect and summarize all of the knowledges connecting to the value methodology, the publication would be a Britannica encyclopedia size. Unnecessary to do it. But reading the VM guide and collecting the potential future developments in the content, well, this is on the desired issue for the value community side. And honestly, I wish to meet with this kind of information, and I do believe that will be a great feeling to work on it with excellent team members. And now we could overview the whole book by the table of content. And now the most exciting issue. It is clear for you what does the VM guide contain. Everything is clear, and the only desire is how to purchase this book. Very easy. On the Save International's website there is a bookstore, and it is possible to purchase through that website. In a PDF version you can get it in a very short time, and you can enjoy this excellent book. Hopefully you could enjoy my paper as well, and it will be useful for you in your work through your VM studies. So thank you for your attention.